Welcome to Motormouth. I'm Rashid Raza. This is the show where we discuss all forms of transportation, including Bessie over here. Very green episode for you this week as we discuss something very new, the future of transportation. Now let's move on and go and check out what's coming on in the show. What do you think? On the menu this week, the snacks are, as always, Mom and Car IQ, with side orders of Tire Furniture and a Hayabusa. Our main dish is very eco-friendly. No, not the cow. And I hand out some gyan. So we're driving, not the cow. Something a little bit more advanced. And what is this? This is the new Honda Civic hybrid car. With integrated motor assist, all these wonderful things, meaning that you have the capacity to save a lot of petrol when driving this car. Why? Because it's got batteries which assist the ordinary petrol engine when driving along the road. For example, you've been driving around for a while, all the acceleration and takeoff bit is done, and the batteries take over and give you a nice smooth drive. It is eerily quiet in this car. There's not a sound from the engine. I can hear the road, I can hear birds outside louder than I can hear the engine of this car. Very nice. What does it feel like to drive? Well, I don't actually perceive any great loss of power just because it's batteries. It's not like you're not sacrificing any of the drive qualities. The dashboard is funky. I love the Civic dashboard anyway, the whole digital speedometer thing happening over there. But beyond that, they've added a new gizmo to it, which is the battery level charge and the battery assist, which means that every time you press the brake, there's a regenerative power system going on which delivers power back to the batteries. Very nice indeed. And keep wanting to look at it and say, okay, did I just generate a bit of power there? Yes. Don't keep your eye on the dashboard, please. There's a road happening in front of you. Don't forget that when you're driving this car. Beyond that, very smooth, very simple, lovely suspension, nice meaty steering feel, good feedback from the steering wheel. Very nice. You put your foot down and there's an instant response. There's not much of a lag, maybe a half a second, but then you get all the power of that engine coming in. You do lose a bit when you have this car. There's a small compromise you've made. It is no longer an 1800cc engine which you're used to with the Civic. It is now, in fact, a 1400cc engine, 1300 and change, in fact. So, are you feeling a loss of power there? No, not really. It's still a very nice drive indeed. It's fast enough. You can go as fast as you can, and you shouldn't really be exceeding 60, should you? So, yeah, it can take you to 60. Beyond that, who knows, who cares, right? Yeah, sure. Now, one of the things that is really special about this car is the auto stop feature. What is that? Good question. I will show you. When you're driving along, there's a lot of stop-go situation which actually uses up a lot of petrol. Red lights, traffic jams, idiots on the road, etc., etc. Every time you stop, your engine's still idling. It's using up a lot of gas because you've got the AC running, etc., etc. So, Honda has very carefully removed that problem by doing this. But now when you stop the car, you come to a complete halt and it immediately goes to auto stop. Little green light comes up there. What it means is the engine is now off. There's 0 RPM registering on the tacho, which means the battery is running the car and you're not actually using any gas at all. Now this is special. This is something that really is very, very useful, especially in crowded city conditions like the ones we live in. However, nice. Now, this is all well and good. When you take your foot off the brake and you get moving, immediately the engine's back on, not a whisper, not a sound, and you're off again. Very, very nice. Right, I'm going to play with this a little bit more because it's fascinating. You go check out our next story, and we'll meet again after that.
I'm Natasha Anand. You are here in the workshop of RA Innovation. We are making furniture, indoor and outdoor, from used tires. They are not only eco-friendly, but they are also very durable. Basically, solving two major problems that one is facing. One is the reuse of old tires, which is very difficult to dispose of. And the second being the minimized use of wood, which is today a big problem as deforestation is a major problem. Basically, we start off by procuring these used tires. We have been taking them from the wholesalers. They go through an entire process of cleaning and making them hygienic enough to be reused again. Some of the tires we use as it is, just by painting them, and some we retreat them to give them the grooves which look just like the engraving of the wood. Few of them, if you'll see, have been upholstered where the tires are not visible, but mostly we use them where the tire is visible. It depends totally on the customer's requirement or the company's discretion. We are really looking forward that the government and other societies help us to take this product at great heights where not 1, 2 or 4 individuals but the entire world benefits from it.
On the outside, there's no dramatic indication that there's anything particularly spectacular about this car if you completely discount the stickers, which if you bought it, I hope you will spend a very valuable 3 seconds ripping off the car. Once you remove that, there's nothing but that very subtle badge at the back saying that it is a hybrid, and you spent a huge amount of money because you really care about the planet. It's certainly not because you want to save on petrol costs, because you paid 10 lakh rupees extra. Yeah, sucker. Alright, so is there any engine difference? Well, if you consider the fact that the battery is actually at the back of the car, which we'll get into in a later date. I'm not going to get into the back of the car, but you know what I mean. The engine up front is a standard engine, except for one slight difference. This is not the 1.8 engine that the Civic normally parades around the street. This is a 1400cc engine, or 1389cc engine. So does it have the power to move the car? Well, yeah, it does. And you know, we drove it around and it was quite nice. Any visible differences over here? Well, it's smaller to start with. And apart from that, the engine bay has definitely shrunk. Beyond that, there are these little gizmos over here which give a subtle clue that maybe there's something happening under the hood which is not quite, well, kosher. There's something happening here which is the brake regenerative assistance system, which is integrated motor assist, which means that every time you press the brake, you're charging the batteries which help move the car. All good, all wonderful. Yeah. Does it actually make a blind bit of difference? Yeah, it does, because you have the satisfaction of knowing that every time you drive past a petrol pump, you can do so with a little smirk on your face. It's nice. And of course, if it's a hot day out here, you can imagine how hot it's getting under the collars of the Arabs who are now counting their quadrillions of dollars which are losing. So all these batteries that are the source of all this confusion and hype that's going on in the Honda Civic, where are they? Well, they're back here, under the back seats. So it gives a whole new expression to the term seat of power, doesn't it? Oh, that's a bad joke. Right, you can't actually see them because Honda, in their wisdom, have carefully sealed them away so that people like me don't fiddle with them unnecessarily, which is a good thing, of course. Apart from that, is there anything extraordinary about the Civic? Well, nothing until you get to the back here. 2 little changes. One is that this cute little spoiler has come on, nice little plastic add-on, which looks cute, doesn't serve much of a purpose with a 1400cc engine, but hey, it's there and we like it. And of course, there's this beautiful blue and silver stick-on metal logo, which tells you that you spent a lot of money to protect the planet. That's not why you did it, is it? You didn't do it because you want to save the planet and all the laws against ecological conservation. You did it because you want to save on petrol costs. You don't care about the laws, do you? Nah, that's what we catch you doing every time. On Mom, yes, mild misdemeanor catches you breaking the law. Yes, we do it every week. You don't learn. We'll do it again. Go catch Mom.
On Miles of Misdemeanors, we celebrate and showcase the monumental morality, the stupendous stupidity, and various other alliterative abuse, which is so aptly descriptive of our traffic denizens. Just for now, let's focus on imbeciles who seem to feel that it's perfectly acceptable for them to drive on whatever side of the road is convenient to them at the time. Yes, these brave pioneers who defy convention, laws and common sense are everywhere. And in all sorts of vehicles. Some don't even need vehicles. From two-wheelers, who for some reason never give a damn about the rules unless it's to their advantage, to cars being incredibly stupid, like this one. Let's see that again, shall we? See if you can spot his number. Next time you see him, wave, he's a star, but then get out of his way, because he's an idiot. Pedestrians never seem to realize that most of the traffic laws are designed to protect them. Maybe we should save the energy and just stay home. They'll find some other way to kill themselves. Ah well, that's it from Mom, I'm depressed. You lovely, law-abiding viewers. Drive smart.
The hybrid has taken the Civic from a mid-level executive car, like if you're a young, successful vice president, this would have been a good car for you. But it's moved it to a totally different level with its price tag of 21 plus lakhs. Now it's a Bollywood star car, or someone who wants to show that they care about the environment far more than they care about money. So what you get for all your money? Well, nothing much has changed in here at all. You still got your standard 6 CD changer with the little auxiliary input point over here, which is very neat, I might add. Just enough place for you to keep your iPod. You've got your climate control systems and your very, very nice steering wheel. This is one thing that Civic does very, very well. The steering wheel is really nice. It's meaty. It's all futuristic. And you've got your lovely music system controls on the steering wheel as well. So all good there. The only indication that anything is really different outside is this little battery reserve indicator and the charging indicator on the dashboard itself, which is a new thing, but not really something you want to look at. It'll light up every time you press the brakes, which means that the regenerative braking system is working. Inside here, I really like this little ashtray they gave. It's very cool. You don't have to have the option of an ashtray, but you can carry it out with you. It's like glass. Do not try to drink from this, especially if you happen to be a smoker. Beyond that, lots of little cubby holes in the car. You've got this space here. You can slide this back. You've got your drinks holder at the push of a button. You've got side pockets, dashboard, etc., etc. All very nice. Very, very standard. But then, what did you expect? You're saving the planet. You're not trying to make a statement. Oh, hang on. Yes, you are. Okay, on that note, let's take a break. When you come back, there's lots more excitement in store. So welcome back. I hope you had a nice break. Now, welcome to Car Gyan. This is where I sit and tell you about all the things you should really know about your car. Some of you probably do. Most of you have no clue. Now, let me explain this a little bit more for you. During the break, you were sitting in your air-conditioned room, and after that, you get into your air-conditioned car and you'll drive around. All very well, you're escaping from the heat. Your car, unfortunately, has nowhere to go. It's in the heat unless you park it in your drawing room with you, which you're not going to do. So, what happens in here? Well, when you're running your engine, like all engines, like all power outputting machines, this radiates a lot of heat. It goes up to 900,000 degrees in here. And it's just a small enclosed space and it's constantly putting out more heat. So, what happens? You've got plastic bits in here, you've got metal bits, you've got rubber, you've got all sorts of melty bits, which can really, really get badly damaged in the heat. So, your car has its own built-in cooling system. Again, I'm sure a lot of this is old hat to you guys. Bear with me, have a little patience. A lot of you have no clue whatsoever. Watch our Car IQ, you'll get an idea about that. Okay, for example, let me put it this way. Your coolant system in your car consists of several different functions. One is your radiator fan. Very, very important because this is what blows the cool air onto the radiator. What does a radiator do? Good question. Right, the radiator mixes water with coolant and then circulates it through the entire engine, which lowers the temperature. Coolant lowers the temperature, surprise, surprise. This is aided, in fact, by the air that goes into the engine from your air filter. You have to keep that clean on a regular basis. It's a very simple operation and it doesn't even cost much to change if it's completely screwed up. But beyond that, don't worry about that so much. Let's focus over here. Your radiator is a very simple mechanism. It's a whole vein of interlocking threads which circulate and mix the coolant, which is then cooled by the fan which rotates over here. Don't do this if the engine is on. It can come on at any point in time. You might have noticed when you're driving that when your car temperature reaches the halfway mark, suddenly you'll hear this click, whee, and that's the sound of your fan coming on, which means that your car has now reached temperature where it needs to be cooled. So what does that do? Well, this comes on and blows cooler air actually, onto the engine, which only works when your car is moving, because then you've got the air coming in and hitting the front of you, which is why the radiator is always in the front. This is all very, very simple, and it's something that you need to be aware of Your coolant levels need to be topped up on a regular basis. Different cars have different coolant levels in different places. This one's got it here, which circulates through the radiator. Make sure you've always got enough in there. Not too much, because then it spills and it's green and it's horrible and it spills everywhere and it smells disgusting. Okay, so make sure you've got enough coolant. Make sure you've got enough water in the radiator. Generally nowadays cars don't require you to constantly top up the water levels, so let that be. Keep an eye on the temperature gauge in your car at all times when you're driving. Try and, as far as possible, keep the AC off when you're idling, because that generates a lot of heat. Right, speaking of heat, there are a lot of very hot things on the road. One of them would be the Hayabusa, which is at all times one of the coolest bikes on the road. It received a bit of competition on the Yamaha R1, but Hayabusa's come up with a new model, and we were lucky enough to catch one of them. So go and check out this high-flying rod, and when you come back, we'll still be here with more Car Gyan.
I am Manoj Rana and I am very passionate about bikes. Suzuki Hayabusa 2008 model. It is the world's fastest production bike in the world. Hayabusa means a bird which hunts for a blackbird. Blackbird, it's name of Honda 1100 XX Blackbird. The bike is 1100 cc, and for beat that model, the Suzuki launches this Hayabusa. It comes with 1350 cc engine with 180 bhp. It reaches to 0 to 60 in just 2.3 seconds, and the top speed of this bike is 300. It comes with the dual exhaust. In front we have double brakes, and in rear we have single disc. As compared to the previous model, it comes with more aerodynamic shape, which helps in handling and more acceleration. It is so smooth while driving as compared to the previous model. My first bike was Yamaha R1 2001 model. R1 is a liter bike, it's a 1000cc bike. In the 1350 I got a very smoother ride, better acceleration and better handling than the liter bike. On the last weekend, I took my bike to a ride at Shimla. On the hill, it's so smooth on the curves, and on the stretchway, it goes like a rocket. Whenever I took my bike on the road, it feels me like a king of the road. In simple words, I just say it's an earth-born missile.
So that was a very, very cool bike. I'd like one, except it doesn't really have an air conditioner option, which would be very useful in summer. What does have an air conditioner option is almost every car on the road these days, unless you've got a really old or cheap car. Anyway, so ditch that piece of crap and buy yourself a car with an air conditioner. What does an air conditioner do? Well, it's exactly like the air conditioner in your house. And what it does is it takes air in, compresses it, cools it, and pushes it out. Now, you would imagine that's a relatively simple thing to do, because the compression itself is what cools the temperature of the air. So, what does that happen here? Well, your air goes in from here. There's these little vent things you'll have in front, right next to your windshield, right underneath. And the air will be going in from here if you've taken the internal circulation option. What that is? Well, you have all these lovely symbols in your car over here. Your air conditioner will have this option, with a little arrow circulating inside the car and a little arrow coming in from outside. Now what this one is a setting you should actually have it on, especially in our polluted environments, because this means it's circulating the air that's already inside the car. This one, which you can turn it around and put it on that, means that it's taking in air from outside and circulating that, pushing it out, taking in more air. Which is nice if you're driving around in fresh air. However, when you're driving around in our polluted environments, that means you're constantly taking in polluted air. This one at least is relatively cleaner, and at least you're not taking in a lot of smog from outside. So keep it stuck on that. That would be my advice. If you go out into the country, you lucky sods, and driving around in the mountains, yeah, by all means switch to fresh air. Now, so if you've got an internal circulation, which I hope I have happily proved you should, you'll be taking the air in from here. It'll be going into the condenser, and the blower will be pushing it out through here. You've got these lovely little options. You can close the vent or keep it open. Most cars will have this option, some of them won't, but that's okay. Control the vent again from here. I know, this seems like normal stuff to you, but you know, a lot of people don't know this. You also have the option of what kind of air to have, circulation to have. For example, these lovely little stick men over here aren't just there for decoration. This one tells you that you're getting air only from these vents. This one tells you that there's vents underneath, which is pushing air to cool your feet as well. You know, getting cold feet, never a good idea when you're driving. This one is only for cold feet, and this one
is for the demisting of the windshield itself. It's putting cool air down on your feet and it demists the windshield, which in humid weather, I'm sure you've realized, when you're driving with the air conditioner, suddenly you've got this lovely fog forming on the inside of the windshield, which means that it's cooler inside than it is outside. So, you know, you're getting that condensation happening because there's a lot of moisture in the air because of the humidity. Right, okay, it is really hot. I wish I could put the AC on, but then you won't actually be able to hear me. This is an Indica AC and it's very, very noisy. So, then you've got the fan options. Now, a lot of people have the misconception that by putting it on 4, you're using up more power of the engine, because smaller engine cars like a 1300cc Indica or even a Maruti 800, for example, you can feel that jerk when the AC comes on because it's taking a lot of power to run the compressor. Putting it on 4 doesn't use any more power than it does for using it on 1. You're just getting a lot more air out. Using the blower, which uses so little power, it doesn't really matter. So feel free if you want, but I should warn you, the coldest air will always be on the 1 setting, because your compressor has more time to cool the air inside the engine, right? This is your AC button, put it on, put it off, and that's about it for air conditioners. If you're feeling a strange smell in the car, sometimes the filters within the condenser need to be changed or cleaned out, get your AC serviced, or else just get a deodorant and spray it over here. Make sure it's a deodorant you really like, because it's going to be inside the car for a long time. Alright, that's it. I can't take this heat anymore. I'm going to get out of this non-air conditioned car and step into mine and put the AC on. Like I said, I know a lot of the stuff I told you is obvious and you felt, you know, this is obvious and everyone knows it. Not everyone knows what is obvious, as we prove time and time again on Car IQ. Why don't you go watch that and laugh, as I do when I'm not crying with depression, at some of the people's incredible answers to really simple questions.
Or maybe Toyota?
No ideas.
What do you think?
I guess it has to be BMW or Mercedes.
Maybe Mercedes? BMW? Don't know.
No, I don't know.
It's Lamborghini.
I don't know.
No idea. I think it's GM.
General Motors.
So lots of stuff you didn't know there, which you really should have. Another thing you might want to figure out is when you're washing your car, which you should do, and you suddenly see this happening with the water that's sluicing away from your car. All this black isn't the color of your car running. It's not cheap cloth from Janpat. What it is oil that's leaking, which means that somewhere in your engine bay you have a really nasty oil leak. So you might want to investigate this immediately. There's actually a very good test if you see the oil leaking, because you couldn't otherwise see it. Because black roads, black oil, you know how it is. So keep an eye open for this. Track down the leak and get that fixed immediately, because the engine oil's in your car for a reason. It's like the blood of your car. Very important. Needs to be in there. If you're bleeding, you get it fixed. Now, extremes of temperature like we have here in Delhi can do really rotten things to the metal and paint of your car. As you can see, this one is brand new. I'm kidding. Okay, this is an extreme example. It's a very old Morris. But this is a very good way of showing you what exactly just plain old weather, nothing else, can do to your car. This was actually a very solidly built car. They weren't built of the tin foil and stuff that our cars are made of now. This one was solid steel at one point in time. And now look at it. Just simple things like rain and oxygen cause oxidization. Yes, chemistry 101, very good. When that happens, no amount of metal can save your car. It's just going to eat right through it. This rust can be protected very simply by an inexpensive coat of paint. And when you get the scratches in your car, which is so inevitable here in Delhi, a simple scratch lays bare the metal, removes the protection that it's been enjoying, and then oxidization can set in and kill the metal. Once that's there, it starts eating away, and there's really nothing you can do. This entire fender, for example, would have to be replaced. I can't repair this because I'll have to actually surgically graft on more metal. It's very, very easy to maintain a car. It takes a little bit of observation, a little bit of patience, and yes, a little bit of money, but you know what? Less than what the car cost in the first place, and certainly less than it'll cost to replace it. Well, all that information I happily hand out to you for free because I love you so much. Right, so for all of you who said, I've lost track of what I'm doing on this show, wrong again, I'm right on track, as you can see. Oh, that's as bad a joke as I'm going to make this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Civic Hybrid and the Hayabusa, Car IQ, Mom, all those wonderful things that we love doing. Write into us with questions, comments, suggestions, rude words, whatever you want. metronation@ndtv.com. We will get back to you, and I'll certainly enjoy reading them. So, catch you next week, same time, same channel. Thanks for watching Motormouth. Bye-bye.